Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our dear viewers, episode 3 of the Mic'd Up podcast. I'm your host, Omar Qadri. Thank you very much for joining us once again. Before we go into the podcast, we'll get through the formalities as we always do. First and foremost, Mic'd Up 416 on YouTube. Please go through and like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you get notifications. So please do that. And follow us on Instagram at Mic'dUp416. On Instagram, we post our flyers every Thursday for the next podcast. As you know, our podcast go live every Saturday at 7 p.m. So inshallah, please like and follow on Instagram as well. We're also live on Sufi Council of Toronto, which is our organization, the umbrella. So please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, the whole nine. So keep you intact. So first and foremost, with all the formalities out of the way, I want to get into our guest that I have today. So first, over to my right is Hafiz Lekman, brand new to our team, joined this year, alhamdulillah. He's been doing a lot of good work in regards to the madrasa here at the Makkah Islamic Center in Scarborough. He's been teaching kids, alhamdulillah, leading salah, etc. So I want to welcome them. Assalamu alaikum, Hafiz Saab.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. How's it going?
Good.
Good. Hafiz Saab is a little shy. Don't worry, we're going to break him out. It's his first podcast. First, I guess, out in the public and speaking, so it's okay. We got to, we're just going to have a nice, healthy discussion and stuff. So just be yourself, and I'm sure the crowd will engage, inshallah. And then directly across from me, I was going to think of a nice laqab name for him, but no stranger to the social media platform or out here in Scarborough and the GTA. He's our event coordinator, part of the management team here at the Makkah Islamic Center. There's nothing else. When you see him, you know who he is, right? So a great asset to our organization. Has a lot of jazba and very vocal, especially in community work. So not only on the Islamic side, but also when it comes to helping, our fellow campaigns for the parliament and government and stuff like that. So very, very involved. Janab Mohtaram Izzat Mab Mohsin Patel. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Hazrat, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, as my brother Omar Qadri has mentioned too many stuff, but I'm not that. Everybody knows me, who I am. I'm just the volunteer, the khadim here, working with them, the management of Makkah Islamic Center, and always proud working them. So,
Jazakallah for both of you for joining. Again, guys, just before we get into our topic, I know everybody has seen the flyer, etc. So please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon on YouTube. Mic'd Up 416 on YouTube. Hit the like, subscribe. We're trying to build our subscription. So we're also live on the Sufi Council of Toronto platform. But obviously, we want everybody to engage with the new YouTube page. So inshallah, please do that. Follow us on Instagram as well. Just to build awareness, guys. We started this to build awareness, talk about certain topics that are necessary in our day and age, which is going to lead me to our topic, the youth of today. Now, I don't want to talk about necessarily what the issues are in that sense, because every generation had their problems, right? So Mohsin Bhai and myself, we're pretty much the same age, but we had our issues, and youth today have their issues. It's a different generation. What I want to speak about is what are the things that we're seeing in our youth today that can be discussed in a way that the youth can understand what can and cannot be done. Listen, we're not their parents, which we're going to talk about anyways. But the biggest thing is how do we get them to the right path? Because ultimately that's what we want. We want them to stay away from the things that are killing our society, right? So Hafiz Lekman is obviously in that generation. Me and Janab Mohsin is a little bit older, so we kind of know stuff. So I want to start with that. What are we seeing? So it's any one of you, whoever wants to jump in. What are we seeing that probably is the biggest issue with the youth of today?
So the youth of today, as first of all, I will tell about myself that I am not born here. I'm coming from back home, India. I was born in India, right? My parents, I came as I got married. I came here, and my parents were there. I sponsored them. The people, the how we grow up in back home in India was totally different lifestyle. I came here and I see the youth of today. It's not like back home. It's they're totally different. The youths of today in here in Canada, they are busy in their social media platforms. They're busy in the Netflix. They're busy in drugs, alcohols, disrespecting parents. Like there are many other stuff that we're gonna be talking about today. But this youth of today, they should be more concentrating on what to do, where to do, how to do. Let's say today, I will give you one example of mine that if I am not home today, 10 o'clock at home, my parents will phone me, like, where are you? Right? And without the due respect, I will leave everything what I'm doing. I will answer my phone call of my parents. And I will tell them where I am and how and what time I will be coming home. But youth of today, I have noticed, I have seen, because I am with the youth, that they lie to their parents. They don't tell them where they are. They lie and they just tell them, I'm coming, don't worry, this and that. So the sad reality of today here is, Umar Bhai, youth, the parents are not scared of youth.
Mm.
You,
They are scared.
yeah,
They're scared.
they're
Yeah,
scared,
yeah.
right? So this is a problem right now. Like they all are involved in different categories: social media, drugs, alcohols, right? They should not get involved. Let's see, on social media platform, they have lots of followers, and they will think, oh, I'm a big hero. They will post something, they will say, oh, I have lots of followers. No, they are not your friends. They are just the random people who are following you because you're posting about, let's say you posted about the Gucci Armani.
Mm,
Oh, this guy is posting about Gucci Armani.
mm.
Oh man, I gotta follow this guy. Posting different stuff doesn't make that what are you gonna do in your lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's you have to concentrate like on your life, not posting and social media and drugs and alcohols, but you have to go in the right way as well.
No, it makes sense. I think I like a couple things that you said. One of the things is um, respecting your parents,
100%.
right? And we're gonna turn it over to Lukman because what Mohsin was saying in regards to the youth, you can relate to because you were brought up here, you were born here. So was I, but my generation is different, which I can talk about as well. I can put my pointers in because Mohsin touched on his how he was brought up in India, and then coming here and seeing the difference. So my question, I guess, to you is what Mohsin is saying about the youth today. Is that true?
100%. Respecting your parents. Back then, like now, the youth, they don't respect their parents, right?
Right.
Back then, as Brother Mohsin said, a phone call comes, right? You leave everything, you answer the phone call. They say to get home right now. Get home. As usual, back in the days, like when I was little,
Mhm.
before Maghrib time, you should be home.
Right.
You're not home by Maghrib time, they come outside looking for you.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm not saying that I don't do this, right?
Mhm.
Right? I go outside, I go out with my friends, right?
Mhm.
But like sometimes like my parents call, I answer them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But when they call me, I already answered them. They call me again like the next minute, I obviously like ignore the call because I already talked to them,
Right.
right? So after like an hour, half an hour, then I'll pick up the call again, right?
Right.
Saying I'm in the way, I'm coming, there's
Mhm.
traffic,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Whatever the case may be.
Yeah, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing, and I think a lot has to do with this generation. Social media has made this cool. I'll tell you a little bit about mine if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Guys,
Go ahead.
100%
Like when we were growing up, we were scared of our parents, in the sense of not necessarily scared that they're gonna like hit us or anything like that. I did get a lot of beats, but that's not the point. The point is, we had respect for our
We show
parents,
respect, yeah.
and that respect came from our parents. Utna batna, how to stand, how to sit, how to greet people, how to do all these things, how to dress. Like even that, like you putting your pants below your bum, like that's not cool. Like why does anybody think that that's okay? You look like a fool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Like we used to laugh at people that used to do this. But in our generation, we never did this. It used to hang, and people might not know this. In our generation, my brother can tell you as well, because he's only 3 years apart. So same kind of crowd and everything. When you yeah, low riding. When you put your belt or your pant below your boxers, that was the whole point of this, was to show what kind of boxers you
You're
had
wearing-
on.
No, you're
What kind
right.
of shorts
Oh,
you're
I'm wearing or shorts. We
Yeah.
never,
Yeah.
it was always shorts. We were like, oh, we're wearing, Tommy Hilfiger or Calvin Klein
Yeah.
or any of that.
Yeah.
That was the reason. The reason wasn't to show my butt crack. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not the case.
Nice.
So now they don't even understand. But what I was getting to is we would never bring shame to our house. Whatever we did outside, right? Whatever it was. We're not saying everybody's an angel, right? But we've learned from that we never brought shame to the house. We never had our parents worry about us in that sense. Okay, the police is going to come knocking on our door at 4 o'clock in the morning. He's going to say, you know what? Omar is in the hospital, or Amir is, got locked up. We made sure that nothing came to the house. So that's number one. Number two, what Mohsin said, very good point, is that they're crazy about social media, right? And I'm going to talk to Brother Mohsin about this now, or you guys can, whoever, just jump in wherever you feel. Social media. You follow all these people, like the LeBron James and
Celebrities.
whatever, whoever it is, right? I keep saying LeBron James. I hate the guy, but nonetheless, you follow all these. Hafiz Yahya's favorite, but you idolize these people, whether it's a rap star, whether it's an artist, a singer, a model, an athlete. What are you getting out of it? What are you seeing? I want to be like this one. You probably saw it in India. I want to be like, Shah Rukh Khan, for example, right? Use the icon of India.
Yeah.
So people want to go crazy for these people. Why? What's the mentality behind it, Mohsin bhai?
There is no such mentality. It's just dikhawa, right? They just wanted to show up. Like, I want to be like a Salman Khan.
Right.
Or Salman Khan. When my flyer launch out, people told me, like, agar Mohsin bhai, you can talk in a little bit Hindi.
Chalo.
That will be appreciated too, right?
Good, yeah.
So, like, I will be touching on English and Hindi both.
Mix it, yeah,
right? So we'll
fine.
mix it up so the viewers on the Facebook and our social media platform who are watching, they can enjoy as well.
No problem.
So I'm not watching English movie right now. Let's take an example of English movie. I will give you just an example of if Hafiz Lekman or Omar Qadri, you might know of Paul Walker. Heard about him?
Yeah,
Paul
Fast
Walker.
and the Furious.
Yeah, Fast and Furious.
What he was doing? He was just riding cars, and how he died. Anybody?
In
Car
doing that car accident.
Car accident, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. So this is the problem. Our youth follow the social media platform, follow the celebrities, what they're doing, but my dear brothers and sisters, what you're watching, let me tell you this: they're doing the shooting of the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not doing in the real.
Yeah.
They're not doing in the real. They're on the platform of the shooting.
They have safety.
They have safety. They're not even safety. It's just a shoot.
Yeah.
I was in back home India. I know my friends are in the social media platform and this movie shoots. I've been there. I'm watching them how they shoot. They're not riding anything like crazy or anything how they're doing stunts. It's just like updating on the computer and stuff, right? So the saying on this, right? कि उसके बारे में कहना क्या चाहता हूँ मैं कि people sit in the car, they gas it up, and then they don't know what they're doing, and they will die. Why? Because they're following the celebrity. Oh, if he can drive fast, I can drive fast. Right?
Yeah.
So this is what people follow the celebrity and try to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
And end of the day, what they get? Nothing.
Yeah.
They die. And who's going to suffer?
Parents.
Their parents.
Yeah.
The parents suffer. The mom who kept you for 9 months, and the end of the day, at the age of 17, 18, 19, when she or his father or mother he heard that, oh, Allahu Akbar, he get a phone call and say, oh, madam, ये आपका लड़का है, यहाँ पर रहता है, उसका एक्सीडेंट यहाँ पर हुआ है, and वो अभी is no more, वो नहीं बचा है, वो pass out हो गया है. So who's gonna suffer? इसके माँ और बाप.
Yes, 100%.
So please, brother and sister, you do not follow the celebrity, what they're doing. Do what you have to do.
You know what? I got that. The parents thing is big, right? Because you don't know what you have until you lose it.
Yeah.
And the parents, Mohsin, like, your parents, I know them obviously personally. And even Hafiz, Lekman, I know your father. It's the way that they were brought up. Now, if you don't have control of your parents, and this is why Islam is very important, right? I know your kids, Mohsin Bhai has 2 daughters. They go to madrasa. Hafiz, Lekman, you don't have any kids. But the whole point is you put them in madrasa from a young age where you learn the adab, you learn all of these things. But nowadays, parents say, they come up to, my brother and stuff. We hear it a lot, and they say, you know what? He's gone out of my hands, or she's gone out of my hands. They're going out. They're doing all these things. They're doing whatever. It's the parents' fault.
100%.
The parents don't have interest. They don't know, because why? They're busy working, right? They're working full-time jobs. Both mother and father are working full-time jobs. They don't know what their kids are doing.
100%.
The kids go to school. They come home. Parents are not there. Their parents come home later. They don't have control. They don't even sit with their parents. Parents don't even sit with their kids and say, you know what did you learn today? What's happening? That's why my brother touched on, I think, the last podcast, or if not the first one. But no, it was the last one, where he said that when my nephew, his son, Ali, gets older, he wants to be a friend. So then your kids can come to you and say, Dad, this is what my problem is. This is what I'm facing. So because we've gone through that, right? And often when you see, oh, what do you know? What do you know?
I want to add on to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Parents, they're busy with work. Yes, they don't give time to their kids. But the thing is, back home, like, their parents didn't give time to them, right? So they don't know how, in Canada, when they move here, how school works, how kids are, right?
Yeah.
So it's different for them, right?
So, it makes sense. And ultimately, look, we can blame social media, right? We can blame, the company that we keep. I can tell you all day long, Mohsin, the friends that you have, don't stay with them. Lekman, don't smoke, don't do this, don't do that. Some people are going to learn the hard way, but some people have to be taught. And that's what now I want to talk about, like the masjid. Like, how important is coming to the mosque, how important it is to have a relationship with the imam or the people at the masjid, and all of these things. Islam is one of those things that has given us like a safety blanket. The more you come, the more you spend time, the more you do things about the deen. Now, look, Mohsin, we just had a charity event yesterday. Beautiful event.
Alhamdulillah, very successful.
Very, very successful event. Amazing turnout. So those things are supposed to recharge your battery. 100%. Just like Ramadan in the year, it's supposed to recharge your battery. The masjid is a sanctuary to recharge our battery. So, Mohsin, I want to talk about why doesn't the youth come to the masjid? Let's start there.
Bro, this is a very important question you asked me today, that why the youth don't come to the masjid. Just take an example of Makkah Islamic Center. When I came here, I was doing same work in back home. And when I came here, I saw you guys. You guys are already engaged. So you guys were born here too.
Yeah.
The same as the other guys who are not coming to the masjid and not getting engaged to the masjid, right? Why is the problem?
Yeah.
Whom are we gonna blame?
Yeah.
We cannot blame to the parents or the masjids or anybody, right? We have to see why they're not going and why they're not following what you guys are doing.
Right.
The community members, right? they're not getting taking part what the youths are doing here. The member of parliaments, right? They're not getting what benefits they should give. Let me give a prime example. Like for one of my friend, Irfan Nakuda. Irfan Nakuda is one of my very best friend and very good friend of mine. Since I have started Makkah Islamic Center, he helped me out in bunch of different stuff. Why? Because me and him always talk about the youths, how we have to keep them engaged.
Yeah.
Right? So, Brother Irfan, he keep engaged youths by getting the gyms for them,
Yeah.
to get them gyms so they don't go around and do other activities.
Right.
Yeah.
So just say, like, if they don't have something to do, 100% the youth's gonna go out and they're gonna do something else wrong, like drugs, alcohol, Friday nightclub, all that stuff.
Right.
So same Makkah Islamic Center, and we are doing a gym for youth for basketball.
Correct.
So these are the stuff that has to get involved for the youth to have to keep it engaged. And now we are talking about the masjid, why people are not coming to masjid,
Right.
right? We're gonna blame to the management of the masjid. The youth comes, they don't get involved with the youth, they don't appreciate it, they don't talk to them, they just pray the namaz and the youth goes.
Yeah.
If the youth is coming in the shorts, talk to them nicely, ask them, like, give them a nice Islamic hidayats.
Yeah.
Like, Hazrat, aap aise aiye, aise namaz aza nahi hoti hai.
Enjoy.
You have to come with the foot length of kapra,
Yeah.
jabba, or something like that, right? Get involved with them.
Right.
Makkah Islamic Center, alhamdulillah, all the youths are working with the here,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And when a youth comes, they will be happy to work with you guys.
Alhamdulillah.
But I have noticed many other masjids are the old people, don't speak English, speak Gujarati.
Right.
The youth don't get involved like that.
True.
ओ इमाम साहब खड़े हो जाएंगे मिंबर पर बयान करेंगे उर्दू में.
Yeah.
Yeah.
बच्चा बॉर्न हुआ है यहाँ पर,
Say.
उनको क्या उर्दू आती है?
No, that's so true.
100%.
He don't know. We should talk on the language which they understand.
Yeah. They should.
Then the people, the youth
nice.
will come to the masjids.
Very nice. Very nice. It's honestly, that is, we talked about this on the first one too, and you're 100% bang on. It is English, and we went back and forth. There's some people messaging on social media too about it, and look, at the end of the day, you want to relate to the people that were born in the country that you're in. Speak their language. It's the job of the imam, and Mohsin Bhai said this. It's a job of the imam to know who's coming into the masjid, know who they are, know their names, and talk to them. I will give you a prime example before I turn it over to Lekman, because you were in madrasa here, and you see what you see when you were doing hifz and stuff. So we'll get to that in a second. I think it was me, Hafiz Bilal. I think you were here as well. I think Mohsin Bhai was here as well. We were sat down, and a brother came in. He was from Saudi Arabia, and he was high as a kite.
Yeah,
Right?
I remember that
Yeah,
day.
you remember that
Yeah,
day?
I remember that day.
He was high like a kite. We smelt it. As soon as he walked in, he smelled like weed and ganja, whatever. And to Mohsin's point, which is a very good point, and I'm going to give you, if I can, a dalil on the hadith, not hadith, but from the practice of the sunnah and the Ahl al-Bayt that comes to mind about this. So the guy came in, stank. We had kids here. We were practicing for the Mawlid event with the kids. We were doing Qasida Burda Sharif, and I was with the kids, and it stank. So I brought the guy over. I said, brother, come. I go, have you been smoking? Right? And then he goes, yeah, a couple hours ago. I said, brother, we talked to him. Remember how we spoke to him? We didn't say, yo, get out of the masjid. We don't do that.
Never.
We said, brother, we should stay away from these things. He goes, oh, I'm stressed. See, here's the thing. This is the point. I'm stressed. I'm here alone. You remember, Mohsin?
Yeah, of course.
He goes,
100%.
my parents are not here.
Yeah.
This and that. I got mixed up with the wrong crowd and this and that. He goes, oh, marijuana is not haram. So that's when we educated. I said, brother, marijuana messes the state of mind that you're in.
100%.
So it's education, right? So we gave him education nicely, to Mohsin's point. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Imam Hussein. Imam Hussein radiallahu an, Imam Hassan radiallahu an, the grandson of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, stood, and they were doing wudu. Someone was doing wudu, and they were doing wudu wrong. Imam Hassan radiallahu an didn't say, yo, you're doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He turned to the person, he says, am I doing it right?
Uh-huh.
So he goes, am I making wudu right?
Right.
So उसके दिमाग में ये आ गया कि shoot, I'm doing it wrong.
He indirectly hit him.
Indirectly told him.
Yeah.
Indirectly
This
hit
is the
him.
key to your point, Mohsin's point,
Yeah.
where he says, yo, pyar se, talk to the people like human beings. They're not dogs,
Yeah.
right? Somebody comes with short sleeve, talk to them properly. Say, look, brother, make sure just next time. And not in front of everybody. Anyways, going into the second point that Mohsin Bhai said was, I'm going to turn it over to Hafiz Lekman in regards to, you went into this system for madrasa and this and that. What do you see? So from what you and I spoke about, and I want the viewers to hear this, is that, people become Hafiz and people become Hufaz, etc. And then they go astray. Why?
It's because they're not involved. After you become Hafiz, you should be doing door of the Quran. Yes?
Yeah.
If you don't do door, obviously you're going to forget it, because there's a lot of stuff in the world that makes you forget it. Right? You should keep doing door. Yes?
Yeah.
Also, when I was done madrasa, I was done Hifz class, right? I was introduced to the team here. I seen a lot of a big difference in myself. For example, the only time I used to lead salah was in Ramzan Tarawih. That's it. When I came here, I got a chance to lead namaz, 5-time namaz. I got the chance to lead Jummah salah. I got the chance to teach kids, right? Over at my old madrasa, the only thing I did was door there. That's it. I didn't get a chance to teach or anything. And at my old madrasa, it was part-time. So basically, all this stuff, we were told, like marijuana, it's haram, but we weren't told why it's haram. What does it do to your mind, right?
To the point of what you said, Hafiz Lekman, it was very haram and halal, right? The youth are born here. They don't know. They just follow what other people are doing. Before the weeds, right? I think it was not legal, right, Umar bhai?
Yeah.
It was
was
not
illegal.
illegal.
Yeah.
So at the age of 17, 18, people used to buy and sell. It's a very early age to do this, right? Why? To get the money.
Yeah.
Because I heard when I came here that उसमें पैसा है.
Yeah.
और पैसा क्यों चाहिए? Because they want to enjoy their life.
Yeah.
जैसे अच्छी गाड़ियाँ लेके घूमना, Lamborghini ले ली, Audi ले ली, BMW को उठा ली.
Yeah.
फोन iPhone 12 Pro Max आया है. अरे 11 Pro Max तो I can't use this. I have to upgrade my phone.
I think you can get a new one.
But to do this, how you can do this? To get the money, to get involved. But this is not the right. This is very too early age to get involved and to do all this age. So my question and my problem on this, that माँ बाप का भी fault है ना उसमें,
Of course.
right?
Of course.
अगर माँ बाप को बच्चे ने $4,000 थमा दिए
Yeah.
या $5,000 या $100 थमा दिए, तो माँ बाप ने उसको क्वेश्चन नहीं किया.
Of course.
What
are
did you
doing
spend
with
it on?
हाँ कि
did
भाई
you spend
बेटा
it on?
माँ बाप ने सुना बेटे ने पैसा दिया है, कहाँ से आया, who cares,
They don't
bro?
know.
They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what my kids is behind back of my back.
Yeah.
Right? So this is the problem. Parents should get involved. They should ask where is the money coming from. जैसे college, university जाते हैं, again parents they should involve and ask what you did teach today, how was the day, all that stuff, right? This is the problem, Umar bhai.
No, it's
To add on, sorry,
go
to,
ahead, go
to
ahead.
add on to you, you were saying that where did you spend the money, right? So the other like 2-3 days ago, I got a new hat, right? I brought it inside. My mom, she asked me, "Oh, you're wearing a new hat, right? Where did you get it from? Who gave you the money?" I said, "Oh, I got it from my friend, right? I gave him the money, my own money, right? Like just like that. Your parents are supposed to ask you, what are you doing with the money? After-
No, you're right. Your parents supposed to ask you, right? But you can answer what you want to answer.
Yeah.
Right? You will say, "Oh, I just got it," or whatever, right?
It goes back to what you said. The parents are not involved in the kid's life.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And now the influence of what's around us has caused us, our youth, to be a little astray. Now, astray in the sense is that we have an image. We have to be a certain way. We have to talk a certain way. We have to dress a certain way. We have to have this much money, that much money. We're supposed to have this type of girl. We're supposed to get, this type of car, whatever it is. It's an image. Why? Because what Mohsin was saying about social media. Drake has this, Lady Gaga has this. Like, you know, I don't even know who these people are. Like, I know Drake because he's from Toronto. But just things like that. Like, you know, all these rappers and this and that. It's the influence. So I want to be like this person. I want to be like that person. You don't want to be like the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam.
No,
You
never.
don't want to be about the blessed companions. Allah be pleased with all of them. You don't want to be like that. You don't want to be a woman in Islam like Sayyidah Khadija radiallahu anha, Sayyidah Aisha, Sayyidah Fatima radiallahu anha. You don't want to be like them. But you want to be, you know, you want to wear like your sister's clothes. That's what guys are doing nowadays. They wear tight pants. They're wearing their sister's clothing. That's how tight their pants are. It's like spandex. So at the end of it, what's happening now is that the social media has such an influence in your life, right? Because it's subliminal messaging. People don't understand that. If you hear something over and over and over again, right? You keep hearing it. Just like shaitan, when he puts waswaseh and whispers in your ear, you keep hearing it, keep hearing it, keep hearing it. You're going to, just like Mohsin Bhai said, you're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep doing it. And then it's taken over your life. Now, so the point is, where we live now, or where the masjid is now, in and around this area, Markham and Lawrence, Markham and Eglinton, Scarborough Golf Club and Lawrence, you know, this area, when we were growing up, wasn't that bad. Midland and Lawrence was bad. Palace, that was bad when we were growing up too. But now we're seeing that Midland and Lawrence. Now we lost some Islamic brothers in this area very recently, and we continue to lose. So I know Mohsin, I know Lekman, you live in the area. Mohsin, you're very engaged in the area because you also do charity volleyball with the Cornell and whatnot. So what's happening in this Markham and Lawrence area, Scarborough Golf Club and Lawrence area, that is affecting all of these things?
The problem is just community.
Right.
I will bring the community. The community is not taking part.
Right.
Every morning, like in a week or 2 weeks after, I will hear news.
Yeah.
A shooting happened at Markham Lawrence.
Of course.
A shooting happened at Scarborough Golf Club and Lawrence.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't care.
Right.
The shooting is happening, but their parents will know the shooting happened.
Yeah.
They will take the kid to the hospital. The kid will come to the home, but they have no first and they have no guts to ask their kid why this shooting happened.
Yeah.
Where you were involved in the shooting, why you got involved, why you got shot.
Yeah.
Right? And the problem is, like, people are dealing with all the same drugs and weeds and stuff. This is why it's happening. There's no other problem why the shooting is happening.
Yeah.
It's just the gang related.
Okay.
They're fighting between each other gangs, right? Same पैसों के लिए.
Yeah.
एक दूसरे के दोस्त को मार देते हैं.
Yeah.
Why?
But also, Mohsin, look, remember last year, some guy shot another guy because of a girl.
Yeah.
Remember we met him at a program.
We met him in a program.
He
Yeah, he
shot
lost
his
his
eye.
eye,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He was so lucky that he got saved. He got a new life. So this is what I'm going to come back to. The people, why Allah gave you life.
Allahu Akbar.
Allah gave you life to harm someone.
Subhanallah.
Allah gave you life to kill someone. Allah gave you life to take weeds. Allah gave you life to drink alcohol. Allah gave you life to go to the nightclub in the clubs. No, my brothers and sisters, Allah gave you life to respect your parents.
Of course.
Allah gave you life to do a charity work. Allah gave you from 50 namaz, Allah gave you only 5 namaz.
Subhanallah.
So just pray 5 namaz.
Yeah.
There are too many things that you can do in their life.
Yeah.
Except this going around in this weed section, going in the gangs and fighting and shootings. Bro, nowadays, the 17, 18 years of old people, right? They carry guns.
Yeah.
Where the guns are coming from? How they have a guns,
Yeah.
right? Where the money of the guns coming from?
Yeah.
So this is like this, like youth are getting spoiled. So in that, we have to get involved. In masjid has to get involved.
100%.
The committee member has to get involved. The community leader has to get involved. This all leadership has to get involved and has to be talked to the kids.
Yeah. So Hafiz Lekman, when you were saying, because you grew up in this area,
Yeah.
what's the deal? Like why is it coming up? Like why are these things happening?
I think it's because of school, bad influences in school, right? In school, there's like older kids in school who wants to like bad influences rub on you easily rather than good influences rub on you, right? So I feel like it's mostly on school, as you said, right? Gang related. alcohol, marijuana. The way that money, like they want money early so they could spend it on their life, right? And
So the other thing is, I go back to like the thing, and I like what Mohsin said. The masjid is only in the four walls. The masjid needs to come out and do community service in street dawah, give tabligh. Tabligh meaning, we're not gonna go out there and be like, yo, you're doing this and you're wrong and you're going to Jahannam. Yeah, look, we're all sinners. If anybody sits here and says that you're not a sinner, you're wrong. We sin. We all do. We all sin in a different way.
100%.
We're not sitting here and judging people because they sin differently.
yeah,
We all sin. So that's one thing I want to address. We all sin. We're all sinners. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness from our sins and to give hadayah, because hadayah only comes from Allah. And who Allah puts on the right path of Sirat al-Mustaqim, that person will never go astray.
100%.
But if he takes you off that path, Allahu Akbar. He takes you off that path, you're never coming back.
100%.
Unless his will, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, there was a comment on the thing, because we were talking about, the image, and you're supposed to have a certain type of, clothing, Gucci, like Mohsin Bhai was saying, Gucci, Armani, Louis Vuitton, all of these things, and girls, you're supposed to have a certain type of girl. Now a brother, I'm assuming it's a brother, hopefully it's a brother, was asking that how can a young brother find a girl he likes in the halal way? Like, I want to meet a shorty. I want to meet a shorty. Okay, you want to meet a girl. I like, instead of a random one my parents pick for me. Allahu Akbar. Okay, so it's a touching one where I think this is a good topic to talk about as another podcast event, inshallah, marriage and divorce, and even what's in marriage and all that stuff. But anyways, I'm going to give you the short example, because I'm short answer, thank you, is if you like somebody, right? If you like a girl, because something happens, because we were like, you go to school and this and that, you might do a project together, Hafiz Lekman's doing chemistry in a group with someone, and then, any of those things, something happens or whatever, right? Like, okay, call a spade a spade. The first thing that you should do is tell your parents. And this is why it's so important to build a relationship with your parents.
100%.
Right? You talk to your parents, and this is parents too. Parents need to build a relationship. Stop thinking this is back home
100%.
and forcing our kids to marry someone. They're going to be miserable.
Yeah, basically.
If you have someone, I've said this to you too.
Yeah.
In front of your dad.
Yeah.
I said, don't tell your dad, tell me, I'll tell your dad.
Yeah.
Right? But anyways, if you have someone that you like, right? Before it gets out of control, meaning you're meeting outside, and then, the kissing and this and that. Shaitan just needs a small glimpse and a small point,
Basically.
and he's going to jump on it.
True.
He's going to prance on it. So my thing is, if you have someone, you like someone, this and that, get your parents involved. We talked about, my brother gave great points. The last one, racial equality and this and that. It doesn't matter. The person is Muslim, proper Muslim, whether it's practicing, we can get to that point after. That's not the point. If it's a Muslim, you talk to your parents. I like this sister, or the sister, I like this guy. Please just meet their parents.
Even if
do it the halal way in that sense. But you have to build a relationship with your parents, and your parents have to build, and for the parents watching, have to build a relationship with your children.
As you said.
One
Sorry.
second before we go.
Yeah,
I
no
know
problem.
you're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
So the brother's saying, what if your parents are strict? Look, it comes down to, what are your parents? My parents were strict. Mohsin's parents were strict. Your dad is very strict, right? Mahbub uncle, Hafiz Bilal's father, they're strict too. Their grandfather was, oh my gosh.
He's very strict, yeah.
Rahmatullah alayh, they were, Haji Saab was strict. We have strict. It's not something to be scared of. You shouldn't be scared of your parents. But it comes down to build a relationship. Sit down with them. What did the Prophet ﷺ say? That when you greet your mother, greet them with salam, with a smile. Ek umre ka swab. It's one swab of umrah if you smile at your mother.
Wow.
Your mother smiles back at you and says, wa alaikum assalam. One hajj, accepted hajj.
Subhanallah.
One accepted hajj.
Yeah.
So build that rapport, smile, love. Islam, it teaches this. Islam doesn't tell you, yo, dande ke saath maro. Beat your kids to they're a bloody pulp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to build that relationship. I know your parents are strict. Look, you know what the other thing is? Come to the Makkah Islamic Center. We'll help you. We'll help you in that sense to build that confidence. Because it's not about going against your parents.
No.
We're not saying that. It's about, understanding that. Bring your parents to the masjid, your father, and we can talk to them. This and that. That's what we're here for. We want to help people progress. And that's the key, right? Sorry, Hafiz, Lekman.
Yeah, as you were saying, that if you can't talk to your parents about it, have an older cousin, older friend who's
an elder, yeah.
Yeah, talk to them about it, and they'll tell your
Older
parents.
brother, whatever, older sister, this and that. Get them involved and stuff like that. Now we come down to the shootings. Why it's happening? We're losing like youth. But you know what the thing is that why people still don't understand? You would think, Mohsin, that you will learn. Yo, my boy just died. He got shot in the face over something probably stupid. He just died. And you're still not learning. Allah gives examples. Examples have to happen.
100%.
Right? Kalko, I do something wrong. You see me and you are doing the same stuff. And I get killed. Mohsin should sudarna chahiye na.
100%.
You should be like, yo, man, bro, I lost my boy, Omar. I gotta stop. This life is not for me. Show me one gangster, one wannabe gangster, show me one person. I want to attest this. Show me a Frank Gotti. Show me Frank Lucas. Show me, what's that Colombian guy's name? Pablo Escobar. Show me any of these gangsters that you guys think you are. Dawood Ibrahim even. But show me any of these people who survived. Bro, so everybody has to die.
Of course.
And some people die badly.
Oh, of course, 100%.
Right? That's what they don't understand. We're talking about Dawood Ibrahim because we were talking about him 2 days ago. But even him, ye koi zindagi hai? He's on the run.
Yeah, of course.
You're going to run from the cops. You're going to get shot, killed, beat up. You're going to lose, because Mohsin, they come to gangs. We were involved in this stuff too. I'm not going to we were bad too. But like I said, Allah gives hadayah. But Mohsin, your point is, I'm going to come to you now. They don't think about their parents and what their parents are going to do. But that gang and stuff and all these affiliations and all of this, bro, those people, you think they're scared? They'll come to your house and kill your parents.
Of course.
That's what they don't listen.
Of course. I have something came up very quick in my mind.
Gee.
I will share with Brother Lekman and Omar.
Gee.
That you were talking about the cops, right?
Gee.
There is a gang thing is going on.
Of course.
100%. Because of this Wiz, marijuana, and all that stuff. The gang thing is going on. Just say somebody got shot, right?
Yeah.
So the guy is died, and you said the people are not learning, right? What they're gonna do? Khoon ka badla khoon.
Of course.
100%.
Usne mere bande ko mara. Like, yo, how gonna we give him shit? How we gonna shot that guy?
Yeah.
Right? So now, I was thinking very nicely. Something happened. One guy shot by police in downtown, if you remember, right? Oh, police are sorry, excuse my language, but they said police are the bad. They are not for us. They're here for killing us.
Yeah.
Police are not here to kill.
Yeah.
They're not trained to kill anybody.
Right.
They're here to serve and protect, right? If somebody got shot, right, and police comes and they say, they give the bad names. Yo, mama aa gaya. Yo, chacha aa gaya. Yo, he's a pig. This guy pig, bro. This guy killed my boy, right?
Yeah.
Bro, why he killed your boy? What wrong he was doing?
Yeah.
When the cops pull you over, just be nice to them and talk to them nicely. If he asks for your license or something, just hand it out to them. That's their job.
Yeah.
If the cops got called in TTC, and if you have a gun in your hand, of course, he's going to protect himself.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If I'm wrong, all right.
100%.
So that's the reason that cops are not here to kill you. Cops are here to save your life.
No, absolutely. You know what? That's a misconception too. Like when we were growing up, we used to say, cops used to come to us and we would just say, yo, we can't talk to you because my religion doesn't allow me to speak to pigs.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Haram,
right?
Sur haram. Right? So we used to say those things and we get it. It's a misconception. Why, Mohsin? Because that's what social media is showing. Now, look, when you come down to, the that the shooting that happened in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. That person who passed away, the gentleman, I forgot his name. The where the Black Lives Matter thing started and stuff like that.
Yeah.
George
Floyd.
George
Yes.
Floyd.
So George Floyd died, and then that blew up, and all over America it blew up, right? Even here it blew up. Listen, I'm gonna say Black Lives Matter, Brown Lives Matter, White Lives Matter,
All lives matter.
all lives matter. Absolutely, 100%. I agree. Black lives do matter, of course. When we talked about racial equality and stuff, we talked about this, right? Not everybody's from Africa. Not all black people are from Africa. Not all white people are racist. I know some great people who are Caucasian, and they're great, But it comes down to cops. Some cops are bad, just like some human beings are bad. You know what I mean? So we can't look at it like that. But we're trained. Social media has trained us to think like that. Swear at the police. Don't talk to the police. Don't do this. They're doing their job to, like Mohsin said, to serve and protect. The Prophet ﷺ, obviously said when your children, you have children, you play with them for the first 7 years of their life, then teach them for the next 7 years, then advise them as friends for the next, and then continue to advise them for the next 7 years. The Prophet ﷺ gave every answer, gave every example on how, in any situation, on how to train yourselves from and remove calamities. And that's what we don't understand. All we have to do is make an attempt. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I mentioned this yesterday on Jummah, right? فَاذْكُرُونِي أَذْكُرْكُمْ. You remember me, I will remember you, and I will make you spoken of. Meaning I will aapka jo, yaad hai buland kar denga. Like they said about the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam in the Quran, وَرَفَعْنَا لَكَ ذِكْرَكَ. Right? That's the whole point. You make one step. You take one step to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He loves you more than 70 mothers.
Oh,
How much does one mother love their child?
Subhanallah.
Allah loves you more than 70 mothers. Allahu Akbar. We have the love of our mothers. Imagine Allah loves you that much more. 70 mothers combined. Probably even more. This is Kamo Pesh. And He wants you to come to Him. Your life, like Mohsin was saying, your life is not for you to dictate. We live in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You guys, no one's saying don't go to work, don't go to school, don't do this, but it's a balance. We find that nowadays these phones and these computers and these are taking over our lives, right? We grew up in a way where it was we didn't have this. I had a beeper, man. I had a pager. And that one, because my brother got a cell phone and he gave me the pager. That's what we had to have. We didn't have a cell phone. We had to put quarters in a payphone to go call somebody. And I was mentioning, like, we had cell phone plans that was free after 8 o'clock. We used to pick it up and just be like, listen, call me back after 8 o'clock. That's the era that we grew up in. We had to plug in an internet cable, which is dial-up. We had dial-up. And we had to download AOL. And we used to, like, our chatting, like, how you guys are texting all the time and this and that? We had MSN Messenger. That's what we had. You know what I mean? And then we'd be like, listen, meet me at the park or whatever. And you send it to your boy. Hopefully they get it. You know what I mean? So this is the era that we grew up in. I remember my father had a phone. It was like this big. If you remember Saved by the Bell, you guys don't probably even remember that. Saved by the Bell. Zach Morris had a big phone. It was like this. It's like holding a brick on your head. That's what we grew up in. We didn't have this. Internet. It's just be like this sandbox thing, or what is it called? The hourglass, and just keeps turning and turning. Life now has made us so busy because it's easy. You want something? Internet, boom, Google something, do this, and whatever the case may be. But at the end of I want to shout out Abdul Rauf from Yuba City. He's watching and he said MySpace because he grew up on MySpace as well. Allahu Akbar. But Hafiz Saab, like, why is everybody so crazy about social media? Like kids especially. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, we have social media too, but not like these guys. These guys are making TikTok videos and Snapchats and all of these things. And so why is that such a craze?
I think, like, for example, for Snapchat, like sending streaks or doing something, I think it's like trying to like act cool. Like, for example, you went to like a coffee shop, right? Expensive coffee. You took a picture of the coffee and you sent it as streaks. You posted it on your story just to like tell the people who follow, like, look, I'm doing this. right? I'm acting like I'm cool. I'm doing this,
Yeah.
right?
No, but you're right. It's nothing wrong. Like what
Yeah,
they're
it's not wrong.
It's not wrong where you're doing something. Like for myself, I do the same thing. The people who are following me, they know anywhere I go, I take a screenshot, I take a food
Post
video,
it.
or I post it, right? But that's nothing wrong. Only wrong. Let's get back to where we are, right? The youth, today's youth, why they are getting on the wrong way, right? How they're getting all this money and all that stuff. I'll just tell Omar Bhai that nowadays, like the youth
Ji.
are getting money from the different people, like dealing drugs and all that.
Yeah.
Their parents are not paying them. The parents they're 16, 17 years old. You think their parents gonna buy them 11 Pro Max or any Lamborghini or Audi? Bro, when I grew up, I didn't get a car until I came here.
You know what my car was? My 2 feet.
Exactly, right?
I had to walk. I had to walk everywhere.
But in back home, alhamdulillah, my parents, what they
Ji.
did for me,
Ji.
I was so happy.
MashaAllah.
I got a bike on my that youth age, but I was not on that wrong path. I
Ji.
was doing what I'm supposed to. I'm respecting my parents, right? I'm not on this alcohol or weeds or nightclubs, all that stuff, right? But I'm
Ji.
watching here people are on the wrong path, right?
Ji.
That's what I feel bad about the youth. Why don't you, your parents may be from immigrant. I think everybody's parents are immigrant,
Of course.
right?
Of course.
They came here in 70s.
Yeah.
They came here in 70s. Why? They left the country. They came in Canada to build up your future.
For your future.
For your future, for the kids' future. They're old, they're getting old, they're not coming for their lifestyle. Okay, I'm gonna go Canada, मैं तो सूट पहन के घूमूंगा या सूट पहन के घूमूंगी. No, they're coming for your lifestyle.
Of course.
वो अपना भविष्य के लिए वो अपने माँ बाप ने अपना वतन जहाँ से भी हो, इंडिया, पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश छोड़ के they came in Canada.
For their kids.
For the kids, right? So I'm going back. So they came here, they work hard, they got a house, they have their own cars, the kids are using their cars, right? But when the kids grow up, did the kid think about it? How old are you right now?
18.
18 years. Alhamdulillah, Allah gave you long life. But what I'm
Ameen.
going to say, that you're 18 years old, Hafiz Lekman, your parents have struggled so much for you
course.
to come here, to buy a house and to send you to school and university.
Of course.
So now it's for us to give a better life to
them.
your mother and father.
Of course.
Instead of enjoying your life in selling the weeds, selling marijuana, drinking alcohol, doing night parties, right? Why don't you work hard? Why don't you make money of halal?
Halal money.
Not the haram money. Just say, I told before, people slide in the money and say, hey, here, parents, this is money from me. But parents don't know where the money coming from. Buy a gift, buy a car, with your halal money, not a haram money. Respect your parents. This is what I can tell.
Yeah. No, it's a good point. Someone had a question, so I'm just going to read it out, and then we can talk about that as well. What should we do if our kids do something bad? For example, let's say my son eggs someone's house. How should I deal with this punishment?
This is very...
So, no, but like, look, at the end of the day, they're learning it from somewhere.
of course.
Where you don't just pick up eggs and take it out of your refrigerator.
Yeah.
And go to. You're learning it from someone. So it's the company that you keep. So we go back down to, look, I can tell you a punishment, like we can go two different ways. You know, someone might take it and be like, oh, you're teaching this to your kids. No, look, I have a son, I have a nephew at home. I don't have to yell, and my brother's a witness. I don't have to yell at my nephew, Ali. My son is like, he's still young, right? But Ali, I don't have to yell. I can just talk firmly and he will just sit there and he won't say anything. And he will apologize and he will do everything. But it's tarbiyah. You know, it's what we've been teaching him, what my brother's been teaching him, and my sister-in-law has been teaching him, that has put him at this level where he understands right from wrong.
Yes,
Again, like what I said about the Prophet ﷺ, is you teach them for the first 7 years, advise them for the next 7 years, etc. Do these things. It's all hukam. And even, let's go further, even when they're in the stomach, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that when the ruh, after the first trimester, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts the ruh in the mother's stomach, you should start reciting the Quran out loud. You should start when you pray the Quran, read it out loud, do all these things out loud. The father get involved, whatever it is, tasbih or, Darood Sharif out loud and this and that. Because it starts with, at that point. If you think that son or daughter in your stomach cannot hear and do anything, the Prophet ﷺ already said so. Now, to answer the question, and then you guys can, Mohsin, because he has children, can kind of answer this. This is what I would say. I would say if they egg somebody's house, you find out which whatever friend that they went with, and go speak to their parents as well. Go to the house and make them apologize, number one. Right? Make them apologize and say sorry, and make them, like, this is what I would do, make them clean the house. You egg somebody's house, go clean it. Right? Make an example that you won't do this again. Right? But if you're going to say, oh, you egg somebody's house, okay, here's a PlayStation 5. That's on you too, right? You can't discipline someone and then next thing you know, an hour later, you just say, oh, aajo mera puttar, aajo. And start, babying them again. Because they know, your dad's just going to yell for an hour and then he's going to be good again, right? So you have to stay firm and teach them an actual lesson. So you find out what their weakness is, whether it's a tablet, a phone, a gaming system, take that away. Do all that, anything that they feel is a necessity for them, take that away, but make an example. Make them go clean the house. Make them, go shovel the driveway for the entire season. Do all these things. That's the punishment that I would give.
No, you're right, bro. Like, this is what you think, how you're going to give the punishments. That's 100% right. But now day and age, like, माँ बाप अपने बच्चे को कुछ बोल नहीं सकते because they know the rules and regulations, right? So they don't know what kind of punishment they're going to give, right? So if they egg someone's house, they might have learned from someone, right? Or the wrong gangs.
Wrong people,
right? So अगर ये किया है तो वो लोग को separate करो, उनकी gang कौन सी है, right? And then if you think this is not right, as Umar bhai said, send them to their house and let them clean. If not, that's not the case. If they're still doing the same, think something else. Try to get something else. जैसे कि उनको मदरसा में बिठा दो, बाहर जाना बंद करवा दो. You can't beat them. इंडिया में होते थे उनको मार के सुधार देते.
You know what? I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
We used to get beats too.
Yeah.
Right? But we never were like, oh, I'm going to call the cops on you. Yeah. Like, we don't do that when like certain people do, right?
Yeah.
Go on a timeout. You know what our timeout was? Stand in the corner and beat just hit. You should get beats from the back. That's what our timeout. My mom, I remember I used to like collect these WWF. At that time it was WWF figures. Yeah. Anything my mom would grab and just chuck it at me. Right? Anything. Like my brother got it too. We all got it. But we never said, I'm going to call the police on you. Yeah, right. Here you go. Here. You go, by the time your police comes, you're going to be on the floor bleeding.
Yeah,
right?
Of course. 100%.
But you have to know Mohsin, you have to know your kids. And that's the thing. You have to know them. And if you know them, you know what they like. You know what they don't like. You know all those things. And then you can use that as a punishment in the sense of that they won't do it again. But again, it goes back to tarbiyat. I know we don't have that much time. But I want to, someone asked a question. What if you have a prescribed marijuana, can you take it? Asking for a friend. Look, it comes down to what the Quran says, and this is the Sharia, right? Simple answer. People try to find their ways around it. Now, when you look at in Usul Fiqh, you have fard, you have wajib, you have sunnah muakkada, sunnah ghair muakkada, etc., and you have mustahib. At the end of the day, there's Quran, there's sunnah, and there's ijma, and there's qiyas. There's 4 things where we find an answer from. Qiyas is that thing. I don't want to turn it into taqreer. Qiyas is that thought that you can relate something to. So if it doesn't say marijuana in the Quran, because that's what we get. Marijuana, it says wine.
Yeah.
Wine and alcohol, right? It doesn't say marijuana, it doesn't say heroin, it doesn't say crack, it doesn't say cocaine. So then we use qiyas. Qiyas tells us that it's similar. So marijuana and alcohol, what's the similarity? It affects your mind, right? It puts you in a different state of mind where you're not in your senses. You're not in control of your actions and this and that, right? You're not in the right mindset.
Yeah.
So marijuana, because of qiyas and what the ulama and the mashayikh have taught Qiyas, we use qiyas to answer this question, and it is not halal because it affects your mind. So for whoever was asking, whether it's, they want you to use medical marijuana. They want you to use that. It's still the same thing. You're still going to get high and as a kite. So it doesn't matter. So it affects your system, and it's not good. And it stays in your system for 40 days. So at the end of the day, it's haram. But anyways, we're going to wrap up. I think we're at the 1 hour mark. So what I want to do is look, it was a great discussion, and I was getting a lot of feedback on the phone as well. People are messaging. I think it was a great talk. I think we can talk about this we can talk about this all day long, and it's not gonna end. What I would say is, before I turn it over to you guys for your closing remarks, I'm gonna say this. It comes down to the house. Islam starts with the house. Friendship starts at the house. Relationship starts at the house. You build a relationship with your family. Be the type of parent that will love their kids for who they are, understand their children, be involved in their lives, and then also the kids to be involved in their family. Be a part of the family, understand their family, talk to your parents, do all those things. You build that mahol in your house, whether it's Islam and dunya, put them together to build a great rapport and a great relationship with your kids. You're going to see better things happen, right? So always strive for better. Our thing was, when we left Scarborough, we were leaving Scarborough because we wanted a better life for our kids, better schooling system, better all of that, because let's call a spade a spade. Scarborough is, certain areas of Scarborough, not all, but where we were living and stuff like that, we wanted to get out to give our kids, just like what Mohsin said, our parents wanted to give us a better life, so they left Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, or wherever they came from, and they came here. We were doing the same thing. So, and the last thing is, what you do today, remember that your kids are going to do the exact same thing.
Basic, 100%.
So tomorrow you're going to have children, they're going to do whatever saluk you do with your parents. You talk crap to them, you swear at them, you hit them. I know people that hit their parents, or I know that have done that. You do all these things, listen, your kids are going to grow up one day too, man. You're not going to be young forever. You're going to be old where you can't fight and you can't do all those things, and your kids are going to beat you. Karma, we don't believe in karma. What we believe is that Allah will take his revenge in that sense. So it will happen, and we have to be understanding on that in that sense. And fear your akhirah. If you have fear of your akhirah, you have to answer for every action. That Allah is hadir or nadir. They're watching. Allah is watching everything that you are doing. He's all seeing, all powerful, all hearing, everything. He can see what you're doing. You're going to get that 10 folds back. You're going to feel that one way or another, your friend is going to get shot. You might lose, like that brother who lost his eye. You might lose that. You might do anything. It's going to happen. You do harm to somebody, it's going to come back to you. So now I want to turn it over to you guys. Final remarks. We'll start with Hafiz, Lekman. Final remarks, and then we'll go to Brother Mohsin, and then we'll wrap it up, inshallah.
100%. The thing you said about your kids, the good habits you make, it's going to go off on your children. The bad habits you make, your kids are going to catch on to it.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Right? So the thing is, always show, like, after you have kids, obviously, good habits, show them the right path, right? The right thing to do, right? Make them close, like, as they're your friend, right? So anything that happens to them, they'll come to you straight. They won't go to a different person. Yeah.
Good. Brother Mohsin.
So, Alhamdulillah, the topic which we have chosen, Youth of Today, was very good topic. Alhamdulillah, as Umar Bhai said, we can talk all day, all long. The topic is not going to end.
Sure.
But long story short, I'm going to wrap up very nicely, very shortly, very briefly, that my dear brothers out there, that just think one time that, is it worth it gambling? Is it worth it dealing with these weeds and marijuana? Is it worth it going to the casino? Is it worth it doing night clubs, doing anything, right? Is this worth it doing all this stuff? The time has not finished yet. You are only 17, 18, 19. Your life has just started. Turn back. Turn back to Allah. Scare of Allah. As Umar Bhai said, you're doing whatever nobody's watching you, but Allah is watching you. You have to give the answer not to your parents, but you have to give the answer when you will die one day. The day is gonna come when the judgment of that day will come, and Allah is gonna ask you why you're doing this, why you killed that guy, why you harmed this guy, why you disrespect your parents. All this answer you have to give to Allah.
Of course.
You will save from your parents. You lied to your parents, you will save. Oh, मैं तो मेरे माँ बाप को झूठ बोल दिया, मैं तो बच गया भाई, मैं तो continue रखूंगा.
Yeah.
No problem. But don't forget, Allah is watching you. You have to give the answer to Allah. So please, for the sake of Allah, please turn back. The time is not finished yet. If you need any help, come back to our center. We are here for you.
For sure.
We're gonna help you for any kind. If you're stressed, if you're alone, if you need any help, come and see any of our brothers, any of our management.
Of course.
We are here for you all.
That's a very good point.
So please don't kill yourself for all this, any other kind of reason. Don't get killed because of your नशे में ego or what's up, right?
Yeah.
नशे में आके मैंने अभी like Umar bhai, I don't have time, but I just clicked in my mind.
Gee.
I just heard at one story about Markham and Lawrence. One guy was found in the, I think was a laundry room or something.
Yeah.
Why?
Maintenance room.
Yeah, why? Because of weeds. उसका heavy dose ले लिए. माँ बाप को पता नहीं, भाई को पता नहीं, लेकिन उसकी लाश उधर पड़ी है, 2 दिन के बाद मिल रही है.
Yeah.
They all
And
are
the
worried.
parents are in UK, I think.
Yeah,
And they couldn't come for janaza.
and actually the guy was from UK.
Oh, cha.
The guy was from UK. He came here
Yeah.
with the family. He was married. He has a kids.
Yeah.
Bro, you will do all this and you will die. But what about your wife and kids? Who's gonna take care of them?
It's true.
The lady who you got married, she's gonna suffer, and your kids.
Of course.
So this is the topic. Like, it's a very important topic. Alhamdulillah, we touch base on very good points.
Yes.
So one thing in short, just turn back, come back, and again, anything you wanna, as I said, any help, just come and see us.
MashaAllah. So first, before we wrap up, we'll give our closing remarks. So I want to thank Brother Mohsin and Hafiz Lekman for joining. I think it's a very good topic. I think we're going to do this again.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah,
And,
yes,
and
sir.
maybe we'll say dumb it down some more. Talk about
More in
a
depth.
topic within a topic. So inshallah. So I want to thank Brother Mohsin, Brother Hafiz Lekman for enlightening us today. It was a good discussion. It's good to see Hafiz Lekman not only just speaking Arabic but English too. So meaning that he came out of his shell. So
MashaAllah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless both of you guys.
Ameen.
And jazakallah for coming. So dear brothers and those who are watching and sisters, I said my closing remarks. So what I'm going to say is keep tuning in, inshallah. Every Saturday, 7 p.m. Next week, again, the flyer will be posted on Thursday. Next week, you don't want to miss it. It's going to be the next 2 actually, you don't want to miss, inshallah. So we're going to bring back, the crowd favorite, Brother Amir Qadri. And we're going to bring them back, inshallah. So it's going to be good.
Yeah.
The next 2 programs. So the flyer will be launched on Thursday. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon at Mic'd Up 416 on YouTube. We're trying to build the subscribers to keep it obviously just for this. If you have topics that you want to discuss or you want us to discuss, please write it in the comments or you can message us on any social media platform. So like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Mic'd Up 416. Inshallah, is just benefit. Share the video so people can obviously benefit. There were some great questions and great engagement from people asking questions and all of that. So keep that coming. If there's a topic that you want us to discuss, please message us as well. On Instagram at Mic'd Up 416. Please follow and share the videos on your timelines as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. And what Mohsin Bhai said, 3234 Eglinton Avenue East is the Makkah Islamic Center. 3234 Eglinton Avenue East in Scarborough. If you need anything, you need somebody to talk to, you want to discuss something, you're not going to be judged here. You're not going to be discriminated against. You're not going to be talked down to. You're not going to be yelled at. You're not going to be screamed at. None of that. We're going to talk to you like brothers because you all are brothers to us. And then we also have sisters that can talk to the sisters, inshallah, as well. So we're all brothers in Islam. Sisters are the sisters in Islam. We're here to you. We're all a family. We're going to help and support you in any way possible if you need whatever you need, inshallah. So, Jazakallah once again. Great program. Again, I want to thank Hafiz Lekman and Janab Mohsin Patel for coming. And we'll see you, inshallah, next Saturday at 7 p.m. Jazakallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.